Welcome, guys, to team training. It's so fabulous to see all of your pretty faces online. Today, we're going to get straight into it. We've got a 20-minute, I was going to say 20-minute hour power, a 20-minute power session with the gorgeous Melanie Brandt. Mel is a good friend of mine. We actually met last year, around this time last year at NMD school, and we just hit it off. And I love this chick. She inspires me. She motivates me. And I'm so blessed and grateful to have her on our incredible call today. So Mel is a mother of two little girls, Isla and Amani. I love that name, it's gorgeous. 1613. And after working in retail and the office for years, she decided that she was done building someone else's dream. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Being entrepreneurial minded was a skill Mel was born with. Love it. And so this business was exactly what she's always wanted. She hit NMD just under 2 years. I think that's incredible. And, she builds her own dreams and those of her team daily. So I'm so excited for her to share anything she can. Now, guys, if you have questions, chuck them straight in the chat. And Mel will check as she goes. If we have time at the end, we'll open up for questions, but we've got to get off at 25 past, ready for our opportunity calls. So thank you so much, Mel, for joining us. I'm going to pin you and take it away, girlfriend.
Awesome. Thank you for the rock star entry. I love it. I might have to come back if you keep doing that. So for those of you that haven't seen me around, like Kim said, my name's Mel Brandt. I'm National Marketing Director now. We took out NMD 21 as a team, which was absolutely epic and something that we've worked really, really hard towards. But I'm going to step it back a notch and share with you guys some of the biggest angers throughout going on that run to NMD. And, some of those were face down moments. I'm sure that we've all had them already. Those moments where you want to give up, those moments where you're tested, those moments where you want to quit. I think I've quit about 150 times. The difference is that I actually rehired myself, so firing yourself and then rehiring yourself is really, really important. So I guess, with these face down moments, what we need to realize is that we're compressing 40 years into what looks like, anywhere between 2 to 4 years, people are smashing out, that full-time income. So basically, with doing this, you're going to come up against so many challenges along the way. And, it's really, really important that we understand that this is part of the process. It is completely necessary that we have face down moments. Give me 1 second. I've just got to talk to my little one. Children, aren't they just gorgeous? So literally, with our face down moments, they are so necessary. Okay, because what we do is we find growth on the other side of challenges. Okay, so that growth that you've had is necessary. Okay, it's arisen because it's the right time for you to be learning that right now. Okay, so quite often we don't understand and we're thinking, oh my God, I can't deal with this. This is too much. Okay, but it's because this is the right time for you to be dealing with this right now. So some of the challenges that I came up against hitting, NMD was, like I said, face down moments. It was time management. So, I don't know if any of you have heard my story, but, entering into my Juice Plus business, I was a full-time, 9 to 5 worker with 2 children. Okay, and then, we've got some sharing screens happening.
So then, Helga, you accidentally shared your screen. Can you turn off? I didn't know people could do that.
Very touching. So literally, when I started Juice Plus, I worked full time. I had 2 small children. Like Kim mentioned, Isla's 6, Imani's 3. You know, let's wind it back 2 years. They were 4 and 1. And, you know, life was really testing. My partner at the time worked on the mines. So, you know, I was literally like that single mum, you know, one pair of hands and a gazillion jobs to do in a day. I had no idea how I was going to build my Juice Plus business, but I knew that building someone else's dream was not fulfilling me at all. My boss was a douchebag. I really just dreamed of the day of getting out of there because I knew that I was capable of more. I knew that I was put here to, you know, impact the many and serve the larger, you know, scale of things in life. So really, I guess, you know, that was that first initial push that I had was to, you know, look into something like this. And, you know, things changed dramatically for me in the 21 months that I was on the run to NMD. And, you know, becoming a single mum in that time was really, I guess, a massive, massive eye-opener for me when it came to, okay, you know what, if your time management wasn't on point before, then, oh dear Lord, it needs to be right now. Because now you're down to, you know, literally one pair of hands at all times, and that wasn't going to change. So time management was a massive, it wasn't really an anger, I suppose, but it was something that I needed to get sorted really, really early on to be able to run a business that now looks like approaching 70 frontline wide. Now, what that meant was massive, massive momentum. I needed to put huge, huge groups into place where duplication was so important because otherwise I would literally lose control of this. I knew that the duplication was so important because I didn't want to leave anyone behind while I was still learning what the hell I was doing. So that was one of my biggest challenges along the way, was really, you know, getting that time management sorted. Having a no excuses attitude had to mesh in with that. I could not have my time management the way that I did without a no excuses attitude because I'm super, super impatient. I wanted to be NMD like 3 days after I started. So, you know, I had to capture every single stolen moment that I had because it was important to me to build this business, to be able to show my kids the best version of me, to be able to, you know, now support the household by myself, you know, to be able to afford to do really cool things. You know, we're off to New York for a white Christmas because the kids want to see snow. A bit excessive, right? But that's what they chose. So, you know, these are the things that I needed. These are the things that really aligned with my values. I knew so many people that could do the health upgrade, and I knew so many people that could do with an extra couple $100 in their bank. And that's really how we got started. Working full time when I first kicked off, I needed to be sending messages in my toilet breaks. I needed to be taking excessive toilet breaks so that my boss didn't know what I was doing. You know, I was listening to personal development in my car. I was listening to personal development while I was in the shower. I was up until 10, 11 o'clock at night. Yes, I was back up at 5. You know, some people aren't willing to make those choices. Some people aren't willing to do that short term. But anybody that wants to be a national marketing director will make that sacrifice. Now, I've had people say to me, you know what? You're away from your kids a lot for somebody that did this business to be around her kids more. And at the start, I thought, wow, yeah, that one hurt. But, you know, I slowly realized that I'm really clear on why I did this business. And 21 months later, I can completely and utterly design my days. I don't miss any special moments, but I needed to invest that time to get this business off the ground. I needed to put in all of the fuel so that the rocket took off. And now from here on in, we're never going to miss anything ever again. So what I was up against was you work full time for the next 30 or 40 years of your life and you're going to miss everything. Or you go hard for as long as it takes to create something that's going to pay you for the rest of your life. So I guess that was a huge moment for me where that could have been a face down. I could have hung up my gloves at that point because of the haters, the neg ferrets, and the people that really wanted to rain on my parade. But I didn't. It was at that moment that I picked up. I went harder. I spoke to more people. I did more three-way calls. I reached out. And I did build my business, I would say 85% on social media. So, you know, making sure that even on a bad day, that you show up. Even on your birthday, you show up. There is not a day that you cannot show up in your business. For every day that you don't show up, it'll be a week in results. So really, you know, deciding and committing, this is what I want. I'm not going to dip my toe in. I'm just going to go hard, because it's almost like that golden ticket. We've come across this business for a reason. I'm a massive believer in everything happens for a reason. This opportunity was put in your life for a reason. It's going to test you. It's going to make you cry. It's going to make you laugh. It's going to make you be challenged, tested, all those things in a really short window of time. But let me tell you, and I'm sure Kim can definitely vouch, that moment that you stand on stage and give your NMD speech in front of 8,500 people, you think, holy shit, this is what I worked for, right? There was a moment where I thought, oh my God, get me on a plane. If I just fly out, I won't have to do it. But when we were finally up there, it was like, you know what? This is everything that we strive for. And it's 10 times better than what you can imagine, you know? And it's not just all about the speech, right? But it's that moment of recognition where all those sleepless nights, all those hard days, all those tears, all the heartache, you know, the trials, the tribulations, the celebrations, the everything that goes on. It was that moment that you could spend with all the people around you, your team that mean the most, that have been there on all those hard days. You can celebrate with them. You can share this with them, right? Because it's such a team effort to get there. So, you know, there's some of the things that I sort of came up against. You know, the no excuses attitude come down to, I had a really, really strong DMO. And that DMO has never changed. So we're in month 23 now, and I'm still going. You know, my dad still thinks that I need to get a normal job. But, you know, like we're still going full steam ahead, because, you know what, it's not until you reach that 50 club, 100 club and beyond that you're really talking about the massive residual income that is going to give you choices on how you show up. It's going to allow you to contribute. It's going to allow you to give back to your community, build bigger for your team, do better, you know, provide more, all those sorts of things. It's so many more choices. So really, you know, that no excuses attitude came down to being super disciplined. So I'll give you guys a quick snippet of what my DMO looked like and still does. Okay, now I'll give you the daily, right? The little daily, and then I'm going to give you the massive action, right? Remembering that I was in massive action most of the time to get such a massive, massive front line. So what my day normally looked like was I would reach out to 5 people via Facebook. I would add 5 people. Okay, and you know what? You're going to work through your warm network at some stage. So get okay with the fact that you're going to have to talk to people that you don't know. Get out of your head and into your heart, because it's not about you. The minute that you can have that attitude where it's like, who am I going to impact today? Whose life can I change? Whose health is going to be changed? That's when this starts to get really powerful. That's when you wake up excited to work your Juice Plus business. So reaching out to 5 a day, adding 5 a day, minimum 20 minutes personal development. One of my biggest face down moments in my business was I'll be completely honest with you guys, I did not do personal development in the early days. I was so snowed under with frontline that my attitude was, well, what do I need to do personal development for? Like, clearly my business is growing. Okay, what happened was my business grew to such a massive size that I needed to become someone else, still me, but another version, to be able to lead that team, to be able to show up, to be able to inspire people on another level, to be able to do coaching calls, you know, to be able to meet people where they're at and get them through their challenges. I needed to grow. And I didn't do the personal development. I lost 15 frontline. I lost 2 SSCs. I lost 4 SCs. Massive, massive face down moment in my business. Huge. So that personal development now, oh my God, I cannot stress enough, do it. You have to do it. Because you know what? Sometimes it's like, oh my God, this dude is just rambling in my ear and I'm sick of it. But I guarantee you there'll be little snippets that you take out that later down the track you will use. Not all the information will you take in now. You will hear what you need to and use what you need to. Go back to it in 3 months' time, listen to it again. So the other things, obviously, follow up. Okay, follow up was the next thing that I would do throughout the day. And I would do minimum 3 posts a day. Now, I managed in the early days to get on a personal call with John Holowati. God knows how we managed it, but we did. We snuck on. So from him, I got, you need to have a personal page. Okay, so your personal page. You also need to have a health page. Okay, and you also need to have a business page. Right? The reasons for this is because if you want to build on social media, you need to be designing your channel of what people are going to tune into, why people are going to follow you, and that's your personal page. From your health page, it's creating and adding value so that you become the page everyone wants to follow. Okay, you've got loads of recipes, you've got heaps of lunchbox ideas, all that sort of thing. Okay, from your business page is where you create and capture the lifestyle that Juice Plus can give you. Okay, in the early days, you don't have that lifestyle. We don't like to say get to it, but act as if. Consider it done. Okay, so that's where you really capture what's possible with the business. If you go out for coffee, take a photo. If you go to conference, take photos. If you're going on holiday, photos. Have a think about the people that can't do that. And really the idea between the health page and the business page is that that is a platform to be able to advertise from. Okay, which is a whole nother Zoom call. But doing your ads and doing campaigns and lead pages and funnels and all this crazy stuff that, you know, is to come, then you need those pages. So building them in the early days is going to help you later in your business. QNMD, NMD is when you would start looking at that sort of thing. When your time frees up a little bit, you know, when you're not in such massive build mode is when you would look into ads, lead pages, funnels, and that next level of growth in your business. So, Kim, are we good for time?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. That's good. I think, is there anything else you wanted to add? Or I think that's amazing. I've got a whole page of notes. The only reason I want to kind of sum up now is I don't want it to go, I don't want to have to stop anyone. Does anyone have any questions? Guys, this is your time now. You've got 30 seconds right now to type in the chat, or you can take yourself off mute, but make sure it's a nice, short, quick question, because we've got about 4 minutes. And if no one shares any questions, I'll get Mel to keep sharing. We're just going to get in as much info as we can. So, guys, there's nothing, no such thing as a stupid question. So ask away now. Here we go. Oh, it's all right. My friends said that's not a question. That's all good. Does anyone have anything they want to ask? But 20 seconds. Otherwise, I'll get Mel to share. No, everyone's just like soaking it all in. Naomi, do you have any questions? Do you have anything that you think your team might really take away from? Remembering, Mel's done this as a mum, a busy mum. So I know a lot of you can resonate with that. Naomi, do you have anything? No? No? Okay, cool.
No questions. Just, yeah, like Kim, I've got heaps of notes and everything, so there'll probably be questions later once we've taken it all in. I'm also dealing the typical mum thing, my child screaming in the background. So.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. And you know what? We can always touch back on this later. Like, it's fine. A lot of the times your breakthroughs are later, right? So I just want to read you something. If you don't have this book, okay, take a venture to Kiki K. Kiki K is for you guys in the city. It is at Garden City, and I'm pretty sure
it's everywhere. We have it everywhere. It's all good.
Really? Okay, cool. I had to Google it the other day. That's the only reason I know. Now, I get it. It is freaking amazing. Really, really good to help you training your team as well. Okay, so we've got a couple of things written in here. Hey Mel, how did you manage to do a 70 frontline? Hardest thing I find is people joining. Okay, cool. So the first thing I pick up, and thank you so much for putting that out there. It's probably a question loads of you have got. So 70 frontline, what that looks like is massive, massive action every single day for 21 months straight. So, you know, what I would do is I wouldn't spend too much time in the sandpit, as we say, when someone would get started. I would plug them into the tools, resources, and support that we have, and I would continue to move on. If someone did not go and listen to GoPro or did not come to a face-to-face event, they would really struggle to get time from me. Because if you're not willing to take 2 hours out of your day, okay, it's going to be really hard for me to show you how to build your business. So really getting super, super clear that this is a business, okay? We are not here to make friends. It is amazing that we make them. It is amazing the community that we have. But this is a business. If you want to take this NMD and beyond, right? If you're just in it for a couple of $100, it is a complete social center to hang out. You have got so many people to go and have coffee and margaritas with that you're actually going to probably never go through them all. So, you know, but if you want to take this to the top, it is a lonely journey to the top. We are not here. There is no way we're going to keep everybody happy. You know, there's always going to be someone that blames their upline, downline, sideline, whatever. But it's about taking control, taking accountability, and being that person that says, you know what, this is my business. I'm going to take control, and I'm going to do what I need to do to guide my team, to support my team, to inspire my team, and for us to move on. So 70 frontline, you know, it looked like, I'll be brutally honest, freaking mayhem. Absolute mayhem. There was not a quiet day. My phone didn't get put down. You know, I was at every training. I was still on every Zoom call. I still guest spoke. I still held trainings, but I really had the resources and tools set up to plug people into. So quickly, like I said to Kim, I have a thread, and it's called Ramp It Up. Anyone that's VF, DVF, and SDVF, go into that group, okay? Once they're done, they get moved into the qualifiers group, right? So once they've hit SDVF, you leave them in Ramp It Up so they can add their team or whatever. They move into a qualifiers group where they start to understand the importance of qualifying, why we do it, what it means. Then we move them into what's called Rein It In. So rein it in. You've gone and got all the information. Now rein it in, right? You have all the tools, all the support, and all the resources you need to turn this into a 6 or 7 figure income. What are you going to go and do with it? So that is the Rein It In group, okay? Not everyone will make it to the Rein It In group. Not everyone will even make it through Ramp It Up. But anyone that wants to be an NMD will make it through those groups. So that worked really, really well, you know, and you guys all moving through the business. It's going to be tools that you can use later down the track as well. So hopefully that helps a little bit. 70 frontline, massive, 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 massive action. I've had ads running as well, which definitely helped, although conversion on ads isn't very massive. But you know what? Just getting out of my own way and speaking to people. If you were in 5 foot of me, I'm talking to you about Just Loss, or I'm talking to you about a business opportunity. So really, you know, have a think about how many people you pass in a day, right? We go to school. There's a squillion mums at school. Okay, you know, then we might go to Woolies and we're talking to the girl at the checkout. You know, then we go and get fuel. And then, you know, we might go to a girlfriend's place. Then we go shopping and we probably talk to a few people that work in Lorna Jane, Rockware, you know, all these sorts of places that we accidentally fall into, right? There are so many people that you come across in a day. So really, you shouldn't have any time, you shouldn't have any issues with having people to speak to. So anytime you come up against, you know, that is, I would say, have a look in the mirror and have a think about how can I be better, how can I do more.
I love that, Mel. I am going to have to sum it up there. So I'm just going to thank you for joining. I'm just going to